STARBURNS Audio.
Dave, it's time to start the show. But as you know, I'm asking you a series of trivia questions about the show that you are the co-host on while we start. That's how we're going to start the show for a while.
I enjoy the trivia portion of our show.
Okay, here's your next question, Dave. How many episodes of the show have we released so far?
87, 86.
That's incorrect. The answer is 90. We released 90 episodes of the show so far. They are also numbered when you see them be released.
What number is 90?
I think we just want to tell everybody out there to check us out at Six Unseemly on all social media and unseemlyquestions.com. Let's get the show started. Welcome to Six Unseemly Questions. I'm your host, Victor Varnado. This is my sidekick, Dave Rosinsky. We have a great contestant on the show today. Everybody, please welcome Ester Steinberg. Come on up, Ester Steinberg. It's going to be great.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you here. Also in our studio audience, we have Rachel Teichman. Rachel Teichman in our studio audience. How's it going, Rachel?
It's going great.
Rachel's a producer
of our...
Yeah, she's a producer of our show. And so, Esther, what happened right now is I'm going to explain how the show works, and then we're going to get started. What's going to happen is I'm going to ask you 6 unseemly questions. At the end of each question, I will ring a bell if I like your answer like this. However, if I do not like your answer, I will not ring a bell, and I'll tell you why. Regardless of how many bells you get at the end of the show, I'll decide whether or not your appearance on the show is worth giving you $5. Are you ready?
Oof. Heat. Yes, I'm ready.
All right. It is time for question number 1. Question number 1. In the past, did you wear overalls too much?
Who didn't have that problem?
Too much is the part I guess, yes, I wore them too much.
How do you define too much?
If it's like a repeat thing where it's like this again, it's like, when people, it just is a defining thing. Like a girl in this one cowboy hat, defining, because, one time in a cowboy hat. Okay.
A girl in this one cowboy hat defining?
We're talking about overalls.
Like I know, but it's too, I don't know what too much overalls is. To be honest, I really don't know.
What'd you do? You used to paint houses?
No, I thought I looked really cute in an overall. And I was like, yeah, overalls.
Did you button both of them, or did you leave one open?
I guess to clarify.
I love an overall.
To clarify for Dave, Esther and I used to know each other on the stand-up trail, and she would always be in overalls. I just remember that happening a lot.
The stand-up trail, nice.
The roast of Ester Steinberg's outfits. Keep it coming. The reason I wore overalls a lot, and the reason I might wear something like icky or ugly in the world of overalls, is that it's and not that they're icky or ugly. Okay. It kind of desexualizes you just like a tad bit. Like if I was in my sexy lady clothes, it's just, comedy's very weird. You don't want to be too sexy. And I know that you know that. And you know that I know that you know that.
I absolutely understand that. Although I did not associate overalls with being desexualized, because I'm like a guy who likes a woman in overalls. So I wouldn't be like, oh, that's it. What is that? A farmer? Get out of here.
It's like the overalls have the opposite effect on Victor.
Well, not
sure,
quite the
and that
opposite.
happens with people like Victor, who are like, "Wait, is that paint on her overalls?" Like, boom, and then
I turn into a cartoon dog.
Yeah. But I feel like the dress. I don't know. Women are so complicated. We should all just run everything.
Listen, we have one rule as guys, and it's just to not wear shorts on stage. That's it.
I'm gonna give you a bell on that question, and I'll tell you why. It's because it seems to have brought up a little bit of anxiety, and I want you to know everything's gonna be okay. So I rang the bell.
Thank you.
It's gonna be all right from this point forward.
It's time for question number 2. But before we get to question number 2, can you please tell the people out there what you do?
What do I do?
Yes. What do you do?
I do comedy, I write, I act, I make really funny videos with my son. I'm also a brand new mom, and I host a podcast about that. So I guess you could say I am a funny lady.
Do you want to tell us the name of the podcast that you host?
No. Podcast is called Stand Up Mom. Brand new special coming out March 30th. It's called Burning Bush. And then my son is named Moses. And his father was supposed to be here babysitting, but he's, quote, stuck in traffic after a comedy show.
Oh, wow. That phrase tells a whole story.
So I'm lucky.
It is time for question number 2. All right, we're on to question number 2. Question number 2. What's the secret to happiness?
Oh my gosh, this is so easy. It's money.
It's money?
Yeah.
You mean like the question is money? It's a good question.
Well,
No,
I have
money.
I get it. Money. Yes, I have a follow-up question now. Are you the devil?
No. Okay, the secret to happiness is having a goal that you're really into and that you never achieve.
Well, I'm not saying that it can't be money. I mean, that can also be the answer, but I was just saying that, like, if this were like some sort of morality play, the devil would be like, yes, the secret is money. Wow, come and get it. You know?
I have to say, I'm so confused about what the devil is. And only thing I know about the devil is that it's like has obviously like anti-Semitic undertones, and like Jews are going to burn in hell. But I don't really know much about the devil. I should take a class on the devil.
You know, I
feel like taking a class on the devil is just like becoming like a devil.
I think there's a women's circle
person.
that we
Yeah,
we
I don't think
go
you
over
need
the devil.
I don't think you need to go over that. I think you're fine. You're fine.
I do need to learn about the devil.
Listen,
right?
do something else with your women's
History will
circle.
repeat itself.
No,
Yeah.
Have you
no.
ever eaten a devil dog?
I don't think so. I eat dog, but I don't think devil dog.
All right. So I'm going to say no bell on that question. I'll tell you why. Because I feel like the answer kind of went off the rails. So no bell on that question.
The answer was money, just to be clear, right?
The answer was money. Yes.
Okay. Because we
It certainly isn't kids.
Oh,
cover your ears, Moses.
it is time for question. It certainly isn't kids. He can't understand. He can't understand that jab at him. You roasted your kid, and he can't even understand.
Oh, he doesn't speak English, that kid?
Not
We
too
were
much,
working
man.
on Mandarin.
Oh, really?
No,
All right.
I don't have energy.
I was about to bust out some Mandarin. All right, what are we doing? Question number 3, maybe?
It is. It's time for question number 3. Question number 3. It's actually a trivia question. What is the dumbest thing you can go to jail for?
So I would say obstructing an arrest is pretty stupid. It happened to my sister. It was in Florida. We were in Gainesville. Oh, she was there. I wasn't even there, but there was a girl who was like getting in trouble with the cops.
Mhm.
And my sister, who was like about to be a lawyer, decided to give her some advice, and they arrested her instead.
Oh, they
She was
arrested your sister
obstructing
instead?
an arrest.
And the girl got to go free?
Yep.
Oh, so, sort of mission accomplished in a sideways sort of way.
Yeah, it's like, let me help you. Okay, listen, you do not have to give him you do not. And then they're like, all right, come with me.
I'm going to say no bell.
Stressful.
Although there was a great story, but no bell.
I mean, it was a great story, but also, did you mean like what's the stupidest thing that you could? What is that? What you meant with your question, or
No, I meant what?
I interpreted it, maybe wrong. Maybe I'm stupid.
Well, no,
No, you're not.
I'm going to
No,
give
no,
you.
no,
It was a
no.
trivia question. I'm going to give you the answer.
Right. It was. What is it? What's the answer?
The dumbest thing that you can go to jail for is catching an out of season fish.
Okay.
I mean, that's dumber.
I'm glad you're doing fishing jokes now. It's really good.
Well, it was just a question that I had in my head, and then I was looking it up online, and then what I found, what seemed like the dumbest thing that you can go to jail for, which is catching an out of season fish. Basically, I found a bunch of things, and that was the dumbest one that I found that
I think
people can actually be put in jail for.
I think if you kill a praying mantis, you can also get arrested for that.
I mean, you'll get a fine, but you probably won't get arrested for it.
Maybe.
Also, shoplifting, like you should be able to.
I think. All right. Well, yeah.
I don't know if you're right about that. We'll see. It is now time for question number 4. Question number 4 is a very simple question. Is it easy being cheesy?
I can't answer that.
Why not?
I wouldn't know.
Are you refusing to answer question number 4?
Kind of, because I wouldn't know.
I don't think
So
he
it's so
means.
hard for me.
I don't think he means you're cheesy. I think he's just
Oh, okay.
generally asking. So this isn't really that much of a tough one. I'll coach you through it. It's yes or no.
Have you ever heard? You've heard the phrase
Should
before.
Have
you heard that
play
question
like a
before?
Very dumb girl, and who needs mansplaining on this? I don't know. I'm not sure. I just am not sure. What do you guys think?
My question is: have you ever heard that question? Have you heard that phrase before that I just said? Is it easy being cheesy?
No, I don't think so.
It's from a Cheetos commercial.
Oh.
It's from a Cheetos commercial, and the Cheetos mascot, he's always saying it ain't easy being cheesy. It's a cartoon.
Chester.
Cartoon cat. Chester the cartoon cat.
I pay for premium, so I don't watch
Ow,
commercials.
that hits me right in the
No,
financial.
I'm actually very
financial
allergic
what?
to commercials.
What?
I freak out if I have to sit through a commercial. I walk away. We don't.
Commercials are jarring. I actually have Hulu now, and I pay for it, but it has commercials still, and they're super jarring now.
Keep paying for it. Pay higher money, and then you don't like Netflix. There's something so nice. Like, not to plug Netflix, because why would I? But no commercials is clutch.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Netflix has one of my favorite shows, by the way. You know what? I'm going to ring a bell on that question number 4. Is it easy being cheesy? Because I'm glad that we steered it back away from being an insulting question, because you didn't know where the phrase came from. So we thought we were being cute, and you were like, "You're an asshole."
No, I have no self-confidence lately. I lost my self-confidence because I'm about to turn 31, and I'm just like, I'm not shit. Like, I think every year you're alive, you get less and less confident.
You actually remind me of a tweet that I just wrote recently. I'm going to read you this tweet.
I get that a lot.
Because I think it relates directly. I think it relates directly to us both, and I think you know what I'm talking about, Rachel, right? Probably.
I'm trying to figure out which tweet you're talking about.
Here's the tweet I wrote. I wrote, you know how drunk people look when they are trying not to look drunk? That's how I feel all the time, but instead I am trying not to look like an idiot. Like, at my core, I am a complete idiot, and I am hiding that as best I can from the world.
I relate. That resonates.
A lot of people said
You're
that
doing
it
a good
resonates
job.
with them.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're so good at tweets.
No, you're so good at hiding your idiot.
If I get paid for this is actually really funny. I'm currently being paid money to tweet. Isn't that
Congratulations.
funny? I know, it's pretty weird.
Now you can pay to have no commercials.
Yeah, now I can get that extra Hulu thing. Well, way to bring it.
He who
all
knows,
the way
he
back.
knows. Knows not.
It is time for question number 5. I hope you're ready for question number 5. Okay? Question number 5. Who's smarter, you or your husband?
probably him. But I have better intuition. Like I'm like, and I have better sense of direction. So it kind of depends. Like he's smarter with some things, and then he'll say something, and I'm like, oh my god, it's embarrassing. You don't know that. And most of all, I think, yeah, it kind of differs. But I'd say overall, he's smarter. He can do mental math, and he can do things with his brain. And actually, I think he's really good at memorizing too. And I'm actually pissed off by that because things that take me a really long time to do, math or something, and but I can make a baby inside of my uterus, and he can't. So that's lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you win.
He's kind of useless. Like I don't even have to. He could do mental math, but I don't have to think about it, and I can make a baby.
I mean,
I don't without thinking.
I don't know if uterus really factors into who's smarter though.
Do I have to censor the word uterus?
I don't think so. And I think that
why would you?
I think that what we're talking about is like, I mean, well, for one thing,
what about
if you
placenta? Do we have to? Can we say placenta?
Yeah, can we say placenta?
Yes,
you can say the placenta effect.
What about cervix or amniotic fluid?
What about episiotomy?
Sure. Yeah, we can keep doing this as long as you've.
What about armpits? Can we say armpits on the show?
Yes, we can.
What
keep
about
going.
C-section scar?
Yes, we can say that. Yes.
Would you like to go more? Flats? Can we say flats on the show?
Yes, you can say flats. Yes. Any more? Anybody have another one?
I said
can we say pregnancy? Pregnancy?
Yes, you can say pregnancy.
No. Can I say penis?
Yes, you can.
No,
say
you
penis.
you have to pronounce it penis.
Oh.
Can we say chewed up nipples?
No, we're not allowed to say chewed up. We're not allowed to say chewed up on the internet.
You can say that.
If my parents heard this, they'd be pissed.
I think that at chewed up nipples, I'm going to say that is the end of that question, and no bell. Why? Because it ended up on chewed up nipples,
which is a great place for it to end.
That you think it's like
where did you expect it to go?
I don't know, but
you should be receiving praise for that rather than this Nobel.
Look, I'm going to scold everyone for just 1 second. It's like the three of you think this show is just a place for you to screw around.
What show?
Okay, the show that we're doing right now.
Can you say screw on this show?
Was he doing better at this point? Were you happier with his work?
Was he better than you?
Yeah.
Are you asking me if you
want to know who got more bells?
Better than yours at this point. I mean, I guess you'll have to check it out and figure it out. You have to check it out and figure it out. We'll see.
Look, this isn't a competition about placentas. Okay.
Now it is time for question number 6. Question number 6 relates to some things that you said earlier. But here it is. Question number 6. Was making a person hard?
Well, it was physically hard, but mentally super duper easy.
You didn't have to
physically, it was
right?
the hardest part. 9 months of sobriety.
Oh yeah.
Blink, blink, blink. That's kind of tough for me because I'm a pretty strong weed head. And the other part is like physically, okay, this is what happens after like your body does hurt a lot and your back hurts and all that. And then it feels like you're getting from the inside.
I mean, that sounds like it could be kind of nice though.
That
in a good way. It just feels like a lot of pressure.
Heard that ever.
There's things and putting pressure on the other side of the vagina.
Okay. And so when you're
kind
saying
of like you're, yeah, like
is she allowed to say vagina?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it
actually,
now?
And then breastfeed, I was going to make a comparison to like pooping and like things in and out and stuff. But yeah, the vagina, not a lot comes out. But when it comes out,
a baby comes out. I mean, the uterus, the baby. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, no, it was hard.
But you worked hard, you said?
It was hard, and breastfeeding was so challenging. And most of it was like, I was so afraid to quit because people judge you if you quit. And they're like, you're not going to breastfeed for 3 years. The baby, it's best for the baby if you breastfeed. And I'm like, well, it's best for the baby if I don't commit suicide.
I'd have to agree with that as well. I think you're right in that argument.
That's good for the kids.
Awesome. I'm going to give a bell.
Some
on
people
that
would
question.
argue that suicide is fine, but as long as he's getting breast milk.
I don't listen to what people tell me about breastfeeding, so that's all I'm saying.
Give you a bell on that question. I'll tell you why, because I very thoroughly enjoyed your answer.
Thank you.
You're very
The
welcome.
thing that I kind of pride myself on is also kind of trying to give you an answer you don't think I'm going to give.
Okay. That'll be considered later in the
it has
final
been
judging
working.
session.
A bit unexpected.
Mm-hmm. It seems to have been going that way a number of times.
Esther, you have answered all 6 questions. And now it's time to decide whether or not you get $5 for being on the show. But before we do that, would you mind telling people out there where they can find you?
You can find me
My home address is 16. Okay, you can find me on the internet. I'm on Instagram a lot, unfortunately. And even though you should never go on social media because it's poisonous, please, please, please follow me, Ester.Steinberg.
All right. Well, a little bit of a mixed message there, but that's fine. All right. So now it's time to decide whether or not you get $5. We usually canvass the room. Let's start with Dave. What do you think? Should Esther get $5 for her appearance on the show?
I'm going to vote yes. Because she kind of, opened the door to us saying stuff like chewed up nipples and placenta. Now we know what we're allowed to say on the show finally, and it's all because of Esther.
All right.
Her ideas.
Okay. What do you think, Rachel? Should Esther get $5 for being on the show?
Well, here's the thing. Originally, I was going to say no because she said she doesn't like math. And so giving her $5 would make her have to deal with numbers. However, she said chewed up nipples. And for that alone, I have to say yes. So I'm going to follow Dave's answer, but I promise I came up with that before he said it.
You came up with chewed up nipples before I said it?
No, she did. But like I came up with my answer that because of chewed up nipples, I would change my answer to yes before you said it.
Oh, okay. Placenta.
Right. Okay. Great. Now, Esther, I'm just going to ask you, what do you think? Should you get $5 for your appearance on the show?
I think like before I was like, no, but now I feel like, yeah. Like after I said amniotic fluid, that's when I felt like I earned my money.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I can't fight that logic. So I'm going to say, yeah, you get $5 for being on the show. Congratulations, Esther.
Amniotic fluid wins.
Well, that
the day.
is. That's great. We're just going to wrap up the show. Dave, what did you learn from what did you learn from this week's show?
I honestly, I feel like I learned more about what it's like to be pregnant and amniotic fluids and what it feels like on the other side.
Do you just stumble
vagina.
over words like that and not correct yourself?
I'd like to stand by tuids if I can. Thank you.
Did I educate you on? Did I at least encourage people to pull out?
Yes, you've encouraged us all.
Not me, man. I'm going for it. All right. So you can find us at Six Unseemly on all social media and unseemlyquestions.com.
STARBURNS Audio, a podcast network.